Afternoon, everybody. If hopefully you can hear me. Let me make sure and if you can, Sharon will be with us in just a minute. I've just been on the phone with him. He's having difficulty connecting. There's been some problems. So we're getting ready to try and rat him in another way. So I'm going to just go off camera again for a couple of minutes and then hopefully have him on.
Hey, folks. Is it working?
I can hear you, Commissioner Morissette. I can hear you and I can see you.
All right, can you hear me?
Yes.
Loud and clear.
Yeah.
Jeff, can you hear me?
Loud and clear. Yes.
Test, test, test.
Oh, can you hear us?
I don't think he can. It may be one more button he has to push on his phone, because my guess is he's using his phone.
Yeah.
I'm going to go off again and just try and call him real quick and see if I can help walk him through that part.
Sounds good.
Okay,
Can hear you loud and clear.
and I can, all right, that's great. I'm sorry for the inconvenience.
Yep, good, ready to go.
All right, we're going to open the meeting up, the Maryland Alcohol, Tobacco, and Cannabis Commission meeting for November 16th at 3:09 PM. Roll call, myself, Chairman Silverstein, Vice Chair Wall is present, Secretary Poole, Eric Morset, Commissioner. All
Here.
right, Betty Buck. All right, so until we get one more person, we're just going to start the meeting because we can't approve any minutes. Executive Director's Report.
Okay, Mr. Chair. Now, this is an unusual thing because without a quorum, I don't know if we can be if we'll be recording minutes for this either. I'm happy to give a report. I probably need a little guidance on that. I believe, and I did hear from Commissioner Buck that she would be here. So I don't know if she'll be joining us. And I'm happy to move forward, Mr. Chair, if you'd like me
Well,
to. I just don't know if it's anything we can-
we'll move forward and still give the reports. And it won't be official unless we have our fourth person.
Okay, happy to do that then. And that's too bad she's not here because we actually, and we do want to get this on the record at some point because we've had a pretty interesting month since we last met. I'll start off with just our since we last met statistics. Typically, I might report as many as 10 events that warranted a report and perhaps charges. Well, this past reporting period, we've had 23 such events that span alcohol, tobacco, a little bit of cannabis, and other tobacco products as well. So 23 different individuals charged, 23 different events. The number of seizures are pretty significant as well. Other tobacco products, we seized 126,686 individual sticks of other tobacco products. We've seized 13,339 packs of contraband cigarettes. Alcohol's a little funny because we went out to the Ravens Stadium upon the request of the city and the Ravens for the last two games to find unlicensed vendors out there. The first week we went out 2 weeks ago, we found several and we provided them with training. We gave them an information sheet about what was and what was not allowed, how they're allowed to sell, what they must do if they're going to sell their products. And in these cases, they were all alcohol products. First week, we just shut them down and sent them on their way if they weren't there lawfully, and they weren't. And we recorded their information. We went out again this past Sunday, and many were there again. And this time, we took the action of charging and seizing the product. So I can't give you a quantity on the amount of spirits because while we did receive some bottles of spirits, we also received some drinks that were being made, some pre-mixed stuff. So it's hard to give you a quantity of alcohol there. I'll say regarding beer, I'll tell you we did seize 198 containers of beer. The tax loss to the state of Maryland from the other tobacco product seizures was $74,834.10. And the cigarette tax loss was $48,828.75. It's been a significant month, a very, very busy month. The jurisdictions that we took action in this past month were Dorchester, Prince George's, Baltimore County, Allegheny, Wycomico, Anne Arundel, Cecil County, Baltimore City, and Carroll County. So we've been pretty much all over the state and just a lot of activity. And something I thought I would try this month that we haven't done in the past, but it might be beneficial just to give you a sense of the work we're doing that doesn't necessarily yield these investigative cases. And that is the areas of our inspections regarding tobacco, alcohol, and now cannabis products as well. So far this year, we've conducted 797 inspections of alcohol locations. And these take a little bit to do. These take a little time because we're going through records. And that's really the way for us to conduct these. So they take a little bit, but just shy of 800. I'm sorry. I said it was tobacco. That was alcohol. That was tobacco inspections. If I misspoke, I apologize. 797 tobacco inspections so far this year. 587 alcohol inspections. And these are the ones that are very lengthy. And 567 cannabis inspections this year. So I just want to give you a sense of what we're doing, and I'll report on those each month as I have that data as well. In addition to the statistical report, I want to talk a little bit about our cannabis outreach, which since the Cannabis Act passed, the Reform Act passed, I mentioned last month that we've been going out to different jurisdictions. As of last month's report, we've gone out to 10. We've added 2 more counties this past month. We went to Cecil County and Somerset. And again, to remind you, that's where we meet with county officials, county leadership, state's attorneys, law enforcement leadership, and we really give them a rundown of what the Cannabis Reform Act encapsulated, what it means, what their role is, what our role is, and what the role of the MCA is, and then really share a lot of information, which contact information, which paid off big time. In one of those cases I mentioned, Baltimore City, contact was made with one of our agents and agent supervisors, and it yielded a tremendous cannabis seizure that Baltimore City took hold of, and then we ended up getting additional tobacco products out of that as well. It was a very, very large seizure, and we're exploring the possibility of that maybe even being an unlicensed dispensary of cannabis. So a big case and a direct result of our relationships with the agencies in doing these cannabis meetings with them. We also had a meeting with the Community Association last week about a particular licensed dispensary on Bel Air Road that the community has just several concerns about, and the ownership of the business was there, the community was there, we were there, the Cannabis Administration was there, and the Baltimore Police Department was there. And it was just a really good meeting. It went on a little long, but I know everybody got an opportunity to be heard. I think they started to make some connections with each other and know who to talk to when there's a problem. Business promising to be more engaged in trying to prevent some of the concerns like lines and littering and parking and product usage just right outside. So I hope we're going to get to do more of that. I think it's really going to be important to really outreach with the community and engage with the community. We also on Tuesday, this past Tuesday, and Chairman Silverstein was there, and thank you for that, Mr. Chair. We continued our alcohol work group, which is a product of an alcohol summit we held last year, identifying several issues. We got a little delayed in continuing that work because of our move and all of the effort that had to go into that. But we've reestablished the work group, met again for a couple of hours on Tuesday, covered a couple of really important topics. And at some point, we're going to have I think, a very good work product to start moving on. We'll have identified problems. We'll have identified solutions or potential solutions, and then be ready to start moving on that. Today, I attended the Maryland Alcohol Producers meeting, which really is it's a commission of the governor, for the governor, where we provide guidance, advice, and provide grant funding to various entities that have what seem to be really solid programs and ideas to help foster the Maryland alcohol producers, our wineries, our brewers, and our distillers. All of these funds are used in some sense to try and promote tourism, Maryland alcohol manufactured products. So that was a good meeting this morning. And last week, we also, and when I say we, I mean me or other members of our leadership teams here, attended a tobacco summit with Maryland health departments and other interested parties, and gave a presentation as well about all of our collective role in tobacco, and even more specifically, our agency's role in conducting hearings when tobacco violations take place, and taking hearings against the license holder and the license itself. Bear with me for just a second. Regarding HR, we're just moving so quickly. I have to give a shout out to Beth Richard, who was our HR officer, and she's just a dynamo, moving so quickly on filling our vacancies. We hired 4 agents at the beginning of November. We're going to be bringing 5 more agents on in early December. And just to tell you, when we bring on an agent, it's not like filling other positions. As Mr. Hawk is more than well aware, it takes a lot to hire agents, to hire sworn people. It's a process. And she's really moving through these as quickly as possible. But we'll be bringing on 5 more in December. We're going to be bringing on a communications officer who's going to start next Wednesday, the 22nd. And we had interviews for our trade practices, which are the positions that go out and really kind of like agents, but they just don't have the enforcement authority that agents carry. But they're going to go in and carry out inspections, go to our wholesalers, our manufacturers, make sure they're doing everything right. We have 2 vacancies for that. We did our interviews 2 weeks ago, identified 2 candidates for those positions, made job offers. We did hear back from one who's starting on November 29th. I haven't heard yet back on the second one. The offers were just made, so I haven't heard back yet on whether that's been accepted or not. And the last thing I'd like to do before I turn it back over to the chair, and this is a very, very joyful moment for me, is to introduce our new executive associate, Ms. Jessica Honeycutt. Jess, as she goes by, I'm going to let her talk about herself. I just want to say she is a great addition. She is going to bring dragging and screaming and kicking into the 21st century. We are 23 years late for that, and she's going to bring us in here. Even today, I told her yesterday how much I appreciate her being here, and looking forward to her pulling us along. And she asked before the meeting, is it okay if I use some technology to help with this? And yes. And I'm so glad she's here to even know that there is such a thing. I didn't know there was. So already we're advanced in the way we're going to be conducting these meetings. So Jess, please take a couple of minutes and introduce yourself. And everybody, this is Jess.
Hi. My name is Jessica Honeycutt. It's very nice to meet you all and be here today. Thank you, Jeff, for the brief introduction. I started with the Alcohol and Tobacco Commission last Wednesday. So I've been here just over a week. And my primary role is to support the executive team, including Mr. Kelly, Tom, and Bill. I have experience supporting executives in the past. The most recent and most relevant position I held with the Downtown Partnership of Baltimore, where I supported the Chief Marketing Officer and the Chief Operating Officers. As the Director of Business Development, so I managed a large group of stakeholders as well as many events, and really just organizing and acting as a liaison for the organization as a whole. So I'm really excited to be here and support you all. If there's anything I can do to help, please just let me know.
Welcome, Jess.
Welcome.
Thanks.
Yeah. So, Mr. Chair, that's my report. I'll probably ask Jess if she can help get everything cleared up so we can remove some of the obstacles you experienced today. And
we would appreciate that
shortly after the meeting.
Okay, does anybody have any new business they want to bring before the commission today? If not, I can adjourn the meeting because it's, we don't have a quorum. So I will, tell everybody to have a wonderful Thanksgiving. And, hopefully, at our next meeting, we will have a quorum and we will be able to, get all this information in at the next meeting. Thank you, Jeff.
My
Take
pleasure.
care,
Thank you.
everybody.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Thanks, everyone.
you.
Bye.
Thank you. Bye.